Good afternoon or good morning or good evening wherever you are. This is Harry from Password TV. So this is kind of like a random stream before the game. I didn't expect this to happen, and I've got Marlon with me from SouthViewCoys. So Marlon, first of all, how you doing?
Good. Looking forward to the game actually today because there's no pressure on us for once.
So you think we actually do something?
No, not really. But I tell you this though, if we get something out today and we see a performance, I want all these players gone. I expect them to get beat today.
I think we're gonna lose 3-0. That's what my prediction was. But...
I don't. If they go out there and play well and actually try, gone. I want half of them gone. Because it just shows you they're literally playing for managers they want to play for.
But are they playing for any managers? Because like, how many managers are going to go through?
No, it's the second half. No, do you know what? I think the second half will get. I think the second half for Mason was changed. Man United played into our hands when they got tired, but at the same time, I have to give Mason. I'm going to give him credit. I don't want him to be our manager. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to have to give him credit. He done really well. Was the football more exciting? Probably not. It was probably still crap, but he got the team to perform. So yeah, it's all good.
I know it sounds really weird, but because me and Bob's were being saying we wanted Mason just for like the sake of just the point. Do you think though, if I know because I've been reading some stuff on Twitter, people saying we should give Mason the job. I know which is ludicrous, but if they were to give Mason a job, and he failed, do you think that he's no one else? Levy has no one else to turn to after that because
no. Because do you know what? It's really weird that you say that. Some manager who wants money will always come to Tottenham. Yeah, there'll be Harry Redknapp's out there. We just have to know who they are. We have to be clever about it. So I'm not. Yeah, it's not. If we're looking for a top class manager, Nagelsmann's probably the only one who fits. I think he fits to the way Levy and all that work. He doesn't. Yeah, he's more the way because he doesn't need. How to put this? He doesn't need expensive signings. He needs people that are going to work for him and his system. And as long as Tottenham do that, then it will work. He probably get the best out of Højbjerg. I'm not saying something. Bentancur, he probably do wonders with him. Kulusevski as well. He's Chupo Muting. If he's getting the best out of him, then you can't.
That says a lot, actually. I don't really Chupo at all.
And it says a lot. It says a lot. The guy, what was he? He was at Watford, weren't he? I think it was Watford. Stoke.
He went on a free to. Yeah. So I don't know how his. Anyway, so I thought before we touch on the game, obviously you didn't go to the protest because I was there. Yeah. Do you think there was any difference or different coverage or do you have a halftime?
So most of the coverage that I saw was all on social media.
Yeah. Do you think there was anything different, if that makes sense? Compared to last time?
I think there's more media presence now than there is. I from what the videos I saw, it was more than usual, but still not the amount that we are going to need. And funny enough, I was watching a bit of Perchie earlier, and he was saying that we need more people who go to the ground to be more involved. So I don't know. It's one of them. The presence looks better, but it's not gonna be a one-off thing. It's gonna take time. But now the media are involved, it will start thing. I think now that a lot of people are like, it's happening. I think the biggest problem that we have is that with the protest is a lot of people think they don't want to associate themselves with what they call the Levy out people. And that just needs to stop, kind of thing. We're all after one goal, and
we're not protesting without reason, by the way, mate. Because it's just as why you protest without reason.
I think, and it's really. Look, at the end of the day, Daniel Levy is. I think. He's the issue. He's the issue. I actually think if you put it out, if you said we can get rid of Levy but keep Enoch as a whole and Levy's gone, I actually think people would actually get on board with it, but they just don't trust it.
I'm in that position as well. I know it sounds weird, but I think Levy's more of an issue than ENIC.
Yeah, because ENIC will pass up the money. ENIC. But the problem is, I know people. One can't do without the other. But actually, if ENIC said, you know what, it's time he steps aside and we got someone fresh, new, younger, and I think that's the problem. We haven't moved on from 10 years ago. Let's be honest. Me and you have probably been Levy out for ages. Right,
10 years, yeah.
10 years. I'm since Martin Yeo. Martin Yeo. I'll never forgive him for. I just think that was it.
The halftime sacking, you mean?
Yeah. But if you look at the last 5 years since the Champions League final, all that stuff that he'd done before is now because you got to remember this is not halftime sacking. You've got look. I know we did George Graham before the week before the semi-final.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wasn't really old enough to acknowledge it, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Jose Mourinho before a final. That's not good PR. That is not showing the fans that you care about trophies. You know.
I think the Mourinho one for me, man, was just. I was fuming.
Sol Campbell's last game. I was there. I remember being there, and it was just it was a shit show. But
Campbell's last game.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? What happened?
So Sol Campbell's last game was George Graham was sacked a week before it.
Oh really? Oh right. Yeah. Okay. All I remember from Sol Campbell growing up is I did meet him. So I don't know how many people know this. I did actually meet him because I knew his agent at the time. And I was like a small kid, obviously, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he told me he would stay. And then the other memory I have,
he told everyone he would stay.
Yeah, and the other memory I have was, so I used to miss a lot of games. So I used to go Greek school on like a Saturday afternoon, sorry.
Yeah.
And there used to be like this little room where you go and be able to check the scores. Someone had a computer because I was this back in like the 90s, yeah. So the computers were like gold dust. And anyway, so I went in there and some guy goes to me, there was a massive like ruckus when Campbell went back because he had Sky Sports or something.
Yeah.
And they showed the video of like all the people holding the banners, like Judas, like all the balloons and all that shit. Yeah.
I think I was watching. I think I was at Fulham that day. Someone had given me a free ticket to go Fulham. I was like, well, young myself. And I remember it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what's going on here? Right. But I was too young to understand. I hated him, but I just didn't but I remember it all. But I remember walking past the TV, right? And there was a pub not far from Fulham Broadway. And I just saw it, and I think they had Sky Sports News on, and it was just literally a mess. It was literally.
You can see those images, because it's on YouTube now, obviously, of like all the fans going boo boo, and it's got like.
But I was watching. I think I was watching Fulham Newcastle that day. I think that was the game I went to, but I can't remember.
So I thought we'd touch on this as well. Poch to Chelsea.
I'm laughing because everyone that booed Sanchez and they were singing Pochettino's name.
I know. Well, if you see my tweet, I said a tweet saying stop singing Poch come back and start singing for Levy to go.
Look, I love Poch, and actually this doesn't put Poch in a bad light for me. The man needs a job. If he takes Paul Mitchell there with him, bloody hell.
They're trying to do that apparently.
Yeah, they are. That's what I heard. Yeah. So and he is still known as one of the top 3 best directors of football, or whatever you want to call him, in the world, with Campos. And who else was the guy? I can't remember. I was listening to it and they mentioned someone else. It might have been Seville's guy that they mentioned.
Monkey. Is it Monkey?
Monkey, yeah. So if they get him, Chelsea are fit. Like, they've got the players already. Let's not get twisted. They've got the players. They just don't have a striker. They create chance after chance after chance. Add Harry Kane to it in this game. I reckon they'd be challenging. That is.
See, my order for Kane's destinations are Man United, Chelsea's number 2, because I think with Poch factor now, I think it's actually like a factor. And I've got Newcastle's number 3 because I do think with an English manager and the romanticism of like going to Newcastle and doing the Shearer's thing might be a thing, right? So maybe it could be a thing. I think Liverpool, I just don't see happening because unless they get rid of Nunez, I just don't see it happening. Yeah. So those 3 are like my 3. I think he'll go to.
Mine's Tottenham, Spurs, retire.
I just don't think he'll stay. Do you think he'll stay?
Yeah, I think money will play a big factor.
You think he'll stay?
I think he'll stay. Yeah. I got a feeling that he's. I think
We
that
got some messages from Twitter and some fan or whatever saying we are beefing. What? No, me and TJ aren't beefing. Who the hell says that? Okay.
Can we quickly before we like wrap this up in a soon? And I just wanted to answer: is it bar graphs? So the business side, everyone's okay with Levy, and if he's I am.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when it comes to
I know it sounds weird, but like in some ways I don't really care. Like
yeah. I think that's what it is, and nobody cares. Like for me, right? I completely understand all the other side hustle businesses. I get that, right? It needs to happen, right? And it puts the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the map. I get that. But you can't. What's going to happen is you're going to piss people off if the football side then falls down the wayside, because actually Tottenham Hotspur Football Club is a football club, not a business. It's a business, but it's not a football club. And you've got to have that happy medium between the two. And at the moment, the business is up here. My camera is up here, and the football is down here. And he's been getting lucky. He got lucky with Conte. If Conte should never have finished fourth.
Oh God, no way.
He got lucky that Mourinho got to a final, but then he done what he did. But again, give him his defenders, Mourinho, who knows what would have happened. And sacking Poch, I don't think I was at the time I was a bit 50-50 on it, but I knew I was just at the time, Poch, please go somewhere else and manage someone and win something. He didn't do okay. He did okay at PSG. I think at the end of the day, where PSG are doing now, you have to kind of go, actually, Poch did an okay job. But if he goes to Chelsea and does something, who knows?
My opinions on Poch, I don't think he's. I'm not the kind of person who was like completely Poch out for the reasons that I thought he was like rubbish or something.
No. It was more to do with not backing him.
Send me the tweet, TJ. Yeah, you know what it is, because me and TJ like on the streams will like have a go at each other, not like in a serious way. That's why probably maybe people think we're beefing. It's just like I just haven't spoken to him in a while. That's all it is. There's no beef, man.
Hey TJ, come on the stream with Haz, and then people know you're not beefing. That's why you've been missing. You've been missing for a while.
Yeah, no, because you know what? Sometimes he goes to me, "You're deluded," as like a joke, and because I just take it seriously. Like I say to him, "Oh, you're stupid," and then people just take it as like it's like me and Will or something, you know. But anyway, so actually on the game today, I talked a lot about this on my solo stream yesterday about our away record at Anfield. So the last time I remember us winning there was when Van der Vaart scored that volley. Modric scored that penalty, which is 2011, so over 10 years ago.
And Liverpool crap. Liverpool were crap back then. They weren't very good.
Was it under Hodgson or Rodgers? Or
Hodgson.
Kenny Dalglish? Was it Kenny Dalglish?
It was Hodgson, or it was either Hodgson or no, it weren't Hodgson. I think he'd been sacked by then. It might have been Kenny. I think it was King Kenny.
Kenny, yeah. So we won 2-1, I think. And before that, was it Gary Lineker who scored like 10 years before that or something?
I don't remember the one before that. I remember the FA Cup one in '95.
Yeah,
because
maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that was Klinsmann and Sheringham, I think, that day. And I remember listening to it on the radio, and it was the shock of the century because we just didn't have a good record at Anfield. I don't remember the first one, if I'm being completely honest. I don't remember, but yeah. My first trip ever to Anfield, was a 2-2 draw.
Was it Edmund? Was it that one?
No, it wasn't that one. That was a draw. And my one was Keane and Berbatov. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know which one.
I think Fernando Torres scored in the last minute for them. But yeah, we were so good that day.
Was that Martin Joel?
I believe so. Yeah, it was Joel.
Yeah, it must be Martin Joel. Yeah. What was that more? Pochettino taking Kane with him or Arsenal win the league? I'd still tell you it's Arsenal win the league.
Arsenal win the league. Like NS Sports, I tell you this, right? Like Spurs, the Chelsea and Spurs have beef. Don't get me wrong, right? And Chelsea fans probably hate Spurs more than what Spurs fans hate Chelsea, right? And that's it. West Ham hates Spurs too, and Arsenal hates Spurs as well. So there's 3 clubs, but Arsenal will always be number 1. If it came down to West Ham, Arsenal, and Chelsea winning the league or winning any competition, I tell you now, every Spurs fan was a Chelsea fan in that Europa League final. It was you're the best of 2 evils. Would rather you win it than thing. There'd be Spurs fans will be completely the opposite. But if you think about it, we've had more people represent our clubs, Spurs and West Ham and Spurs and Chelsea, than that have represented Spurs and Arsenal.
I think
Especially
the reason Chelsea hate Tottenham was more because Abramovich tried to sign Modric, remember? And
they
just
fell out.
They fell out. But and that's the one thing actually, because I wasn't Levy out at that point. There's one thing I really gave Levy credit for keeping Modric, because I was like,
kept him for a whole year as well. Yeah. But obviously
went to that January 2012.
But he got lucky.
Zaha Nelson. So
he got lucky with Modric, because Modric is the type of guy that would sit down, buckle down, and got on with it. And to be honest, he then had one of the seasons of his life, which meant he went on to do great things. But the record at Anfield, I'm not expecting much. It's always quite exciting because Liverpool only hate us for 90 minutes. Then they beef us. Then they beef us on social media for 2 days, and then after a while, when they've had a realization and slept on it, they go, "Oh yeah, it's only Tottenham. Why the hell are we arguing with them for?" And then they make up with us.
I think it's because I was one of those fans. I have to admit, I was like, Liverpool fans before they had, say, Benitez and before probably they won the Champions League final. It's like, oh, you always talk about history, you don't talk about now. Because I had a Liverpool fan I was friends with. We're not friends anymore, but we used to always beef all the time, because I'd be like, oh, you'll just talk about history, you don't talk about what's happening now. Because at the time, Spurs were under Redknapp were just a lot better than Liverpool at that point.
Well, we were up until Klopp.
Talking about Modric, he scored that great goal in that 4-0 when we beat him that year in 2012, I remember. But I'd have thought on the tactics, this is a short tactics bit. We'll do another 10 minutes or something. I think Mason should park the bus today. But what do you think he will do?
I don't know. I think he should park the bus as well. He should go with the same time, because Klopp hates it. Klopp hates when you park the bus. But the players have to believe that they want to park the bus, and if Mason goes into that changing room and goes, "Look, we're doing it for this one game and one game only. Look what they've done to Man United. Look how they turned it up against Arsenal in the second half. Liverpool at home are a different beast to Liverpool away. And if you look how we played in the first game, we made mistakes. That's all it was. Mistakes cost us that day. From who else?
Dyer.
Yeah. I saw your tweet, by the way.
I can't believe actually bang. I didn't even mean to bang.
A bit of an overreaction, but I get what you mean.
Are you sure? Because I stand by what I say, man. I think people like Titus Bramble.
Gary Doherty is probably one of the worst defenders I've ever seen. There's worse than Dyer we've had. Don't get it twisted.
Know. I think Gary Doherty was better.
But if you're talking about in the last 10 years, he's probably up there. Because even Vlad Klirikes, right? He was better. But WTP. Hey, WTP 7:30. Make sure you tune in later.
I should be on. Yeah. You need to keep him up all night long. Okay. But I wanted to see a 3-5-2 today or something like that, because I think our success against Liverpool in recent years has been going in that formation. You remember Conte's first season? I think he played a 3-5-2, didn't he?
He did, and then he did, and he went to Anfield kind of with the same tactics. And they completely got frustrated.
Because Liverpool's free midfielder, a real
they're going to be the key. And we got shut Trent off, because Liverpool love to score headers against us, and because Eric Dyer is useless, it kind of goes hand in. And Longley won't like it. Longley won't like Salah running at him, because he's not good at that. But,
no. I want to see 11 footballers on the field today. Yeah, I think we will do. But do you think? Because I wasn't surprised, but I kind of wasn't. So when I was in Cyprus, I watched the Bournemouth game, and I noticed. I think Danjuma came on a bit later on, and then the times that Mason's taken charge, I've noticed Danjuma's been used a bit more. So do you think there's a chance that Danjuma might start today?
No. You
don't think so?
No. Otherwise, he would have started against United. That was key, because he came on against Bournemouth. He done okay. He was a bit of a live wire, but I thought he would have started against Man United if that was the case. But he didn't. Against Man United again, he didn't actually. He played okay. He wasn't nothing special, but he created a problem, and that's what he's doing. He's creating problems. but I don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to park the bus, then Jim ain't playing.
Where do you think Danjuma should play? Because apparently he can play everywhere. So
either left or right. Left or right. I'm not really fast. I haven't seen too much of him to go, yeah, you're solidly there. But yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know with him. I just don't know what his like massive big attribute is, because you look at wingers, for example, you say, oh, they're really fast, or they're like really skillful, say like a Sancho. I just don't see what he's like.
His attribute is being in the right place at the right time. What I mean by that is, let's take his goals. His goal, like he gets chances, he scores. I think he just knows how to read the game, and I think that's what his attribute is. And that's really weird for a winger, because wingers don't generally read the game. They kind of they're known for different things. But I think he's one of them that he's known for. He knows the position to be in to get that chance, and that's what his biggest attribute is. And if he 9 times out of 10, I think he's going to put it in, but that's if the players find him.
Do you think he's more like a Dele Alli then?
Yeah.
I know it's a very strange comparison.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, probably in the same mold, but more comfortable on the ball, if that makes some sort of sense. Because Ali was kind of you had to give it to him in front of goal kind of player. And he was very. He
really reminds me of Dalmat. I know it's a weird comparison.
Yeah. Really reminds me of Dalmat. He was going back in some years. I like Dalmat. Dalmat's performance against Birmingham is still one of the best performances I've seen.
Yeah. Was he doing the step overs and the? I think I saw that game.
It's really weird. The fact that we've had Bowles and we've had Kanes and stuff like that. That performance that day, I thought we were onto something. Then realised
I did too.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's how good he could have been. He just never got going.
Because he was on loan from Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Correct if I'm wrong.
Because he had problems there too.
He had problems, I think, with us in the end. So just touch on United game very quickly. With the substitution of Tanganga for Son. Okay, so obviously there was a protest which I was part of. And obviously if we lost the game, the leave the out chances got louder. Do you think that Mason was told not to lose the game? Because for him to
it was really weird, because you got to think of it like this though. If he was told not to lose the game, why go for it in the second half? Because we're crap.
So we were losing 2-0 though.
Yeah.
And then he had 2-2.
But he got it back to 2-2, and we were on top. Like I couldn't read. It was the
then he took off Son for Tanganga.
Yeah, so it was the weirdest substitution, because we had chances between that, and I think he got to the point where he went, you know what, it was Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth scared him, because what we did, and tried to go for it. So I think that's what he did. I don't think he was told not to lose. I just think it was the Bournemouth game, and he tried to manage it. And again, that's the manager. That's the kind of guy he is.
As in, what I'm trying to say is, do you think Mason's the yes man? That's what I should have just asked that question.
I don't know. I'm not going to give an answer.
Because the impression I got with that sub was like as if Daniel sent him a text.
No.
At like 80.
No.
Make sure you guys don't lose. And he's like, all right, mate. All right, I think he had
Bournemouth in the back of his mind, because Tanganga wasn't. Let's be honest. He could have made a mistake himself. So, but where he put him, he managed the game really well, and that's why I said at the beginning, I'm not going to give Mason anything, even if he loses today. I don't expect.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, because we don't win at Liverpool with the best of managers. So if he gets a result today, then I know people will be looking, but the games after this is going to be the one to tell where he is as a manager, because we're expected to win. We're expected to win those games. Villa.
Do you think he should go to another club like Southampton for like a few seasons and come back, or something like that?
I'm being completely honest. No, it's either we take him now, or we don't take him at all ever. And that's why I'm saying, take him now or don't take him at all ever, because you've got him there for all these years. Don't make him go somewhere else to come back. That's just pointless. But yeah.
So, as in, like, do you think they're molding him then into the future manager?
No, this is Spurs. We don't have no future plan.
Okay. The only reason I mention it is because I saw someone's thread. I can't remember his name on Twitter, and he was saying something like, "Oh, we should have a conveyor of managers ready." And he cited Mason, then he went, Yaya Touré's after him, and then Defoe, and then during the trying to say, he was like going through and saying, "Oh, we should plan like this." But I'm thinking in my head like you, you know. Okay, I know you got to go. I just want to get a quick match prediction for you. So score prediction before I let you go.
3-1. Oh no! Will we score? No. Forget that. 3-1. It'll be 1-1 until the 70th minute, and everyone will be like, "Oh my god, it played well." And then Dyer will be Dyer. Romero will do something crazy, and then it will all go wrong.
Defoe and Mason dream team. Okay, and obviously, I mean, you shout your channel. I know everyone knows you lot. So you hit 500 subs the other day. So congrats. So we'll be together again later at 7:30.
You from the South Stand TV.
If you haven't subscribed to it, please subscribe to it.
Yeah.
It's a really good channel. Hass and Marlon are really good, and sometimes I host their shows as well. So, So before we go, leave you out and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.